It's no secret that our planet is facing a trash crisis. Landfills are overflowing, and the world's oceans are being polluted with plastic waste. We've been searching for a solution to this problem for years, and some have suggested that we could use volcanoes as a means to dispose of our garbage. The idea of throwing our trash into a volcano might sound crazy at first, but there is some logic to it. Volcanoes are essentially giant incinerators, capable of burning anything that comes into contact with the molten lava. In theory, if we were to throw our garbage into an active volcano, it would be quickly incinerated, leaving behind nothing but ash. However, the reality of this idea is much more complicated than it sounds. Firstly, the logistics of transporting large amounts of trash to remote active volcanoes would be a challenge in itself. Secondly, the chemicals released by burning trash could have a negative impact on the environment, potentially causing air pollution and acid rain. Another concern is the potential impact on the volcanic eruption itself. When trash is burned, it releases gases that can cause explosions or eruptions to become more violent. In extreme cases, this could potentially trigger a volcanic eruption, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. Even if we were able to safely dispose of our trash in volcanoes, it's not a long-term solution. As with all forms of waste disposal, it's only delaying the problem and not addressing the root cause. What we really need is a shift towards sustainable practices, such as reducing our use of single-use plastics and investing in recycling and composting facilities. While disposing of trash in volcanoes may not be a sustainable solution, it raises an important question. What do we do with the millions of tons of waste that we generate every year? As our population continues to grow and our consumption habits become more and more unsustainable, we need to find new and innovative ways to manage our waste. One promising solution is to shift towards a circular economy, where waste is minimized and resources are kept in use for as long as possible. This approach involves reusing, repairing, and recycling materials, as well as designing products that are easy to disassemble and repair. By adopting a circular economy model, we can reduce our dependence on raw materials and cut down on waste generation. Another potential solution is to develop new technologies for waste management, such as plasma gasification, which uses high temperatures to break down waste into synthetic gas that can be used for energy. This process can reduce the volume of waste by up to 90%, making it a promising alternative to traditional landfilling and incineration. While plasma gasification and other new technologies hold promise for managing our waste, there is still a long way to go in terms of implementing them on a large scale. In the meantime, we must take steps to reduce our overall waste production and ensure that our current waste is disposed of as responsibly as possible. One way to do this is by supporting initiatives that promote waste reduction and recycling, such as plastic bag bans and curbside recycling programs. Additionally, we can take individual actions to reduce our own waste, such as using reusable containers and bags instead of disposable ones, and properly disposing of hazardous materials like batteries and electronics. Another important aspect of sustainable waste management is education. We must educate ourselves and future generations on the importance of responsible waste disposal and the environmental impact of our actions. By raising awareness and promoting a culture of sustainability, we can work towards a future where our waste is no longer a burden on the planet. Education is crucial in promoting sustainable waste management practices. This can include teaching people about the importance of reducing their waste production, such as by choosing products with minimal packaging or using reusable items instead of disposable ones. It can also involve educating individuals on proper waste sorting and recycling procedures to minimize contamination and maximize the effectiveness of recycling programs. In addition, we must also educate ourselves and others about the environmental consequences of poor waste management. This can include the impact of landfills and incineration on local ecosystems and air quality, as well as the harmful effects of plastic pollution on marine life and water systems. One promising development in sustainable waste management is the concept of a circular economy, where resources are kept in use for as long as possible, rather than being discarded after a single use. This involves a shift towards more sustainable production and consumption practices, such as using renewable resources, designing products for durability and recyclability, and repairing or repurposing items rather than throwing them away. In order to achieve a circular economy, it will require collaboration between individuals, businesses, and governments to promote sustainable practices and create infrastructure to support them. This can include investment in recycling and composting facilities, as well as research and development into new technologies and materials that can support a more sustainable future. In conclusion, while the idea of unleashing trash into volcanoes may seem like a quick and easy solution to our waste problem, it's not a sustainable or responsible one. Instead, we must focus on reducing our waste production, promoting recycling and composting, and investing in new technologies for sustainable waste management. By working together and taking responsibility for our actions, we can build a more sustainable future for ourselves and the planet.